Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kathy. I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. In January, I think it was January 1st, I did a video about how many ways to grow closer to Jesus, starting at the new year, if that was what someone's goal was. So just a lot of things that I have done over the years since I became a Christian officially 13 years ago. And I also have a testimony video that you can check out. But one of the things I mention in the how to grow closer to Jesus is I would watch a lot of movies, DVDs, maybe from the library, or I would buy them from maybe a Christian company or whatever it was. So I was going to go over some of my favorite ones because when I first became a Christian, I was just hungry for knowledge and learning, and I had a lot of questions and I wanted answers, and I didn't just want to blindly just dive into something. And like I mentioned, you can watch my testimony video, but I have stacks and stacks of DVDs that I have bought mostly back when I first became a Christian. And yes, I'm old school and I like DVDs. So, and some of them I have watched over and over, and every time I get something new out of each one. But, I won't go through every single one. I'll just kind of show you guys and you can get an idea, because like I said, there's dozens of them, and there's even a bunch that they're sitting over on the table that I'm not going to include, but we'd be here for quite a while. But if you want more information, leave me a comment down below or send me an email and I'd be more than happy to tell you more of them. So I think the first one I got was this. It's a DVD that goes through, this says complete King James Version. So this is narrated, and it just starts Genesis 1, and it just has narration, and it shows the writing on the screen. And so you can follow along, and that's one of the first ones that I believe I bought, and it's really good. And sometimes they have noises, like a soundtrack in the background, like if there's a fight scene or a whatever, back in the Old Testament, there would be noises of like horses and chariots and this and that. And yeah, so that was my first one. One of my most favorite scholars, Bible teachers, theologians, you could say, is Dr. Chuck Missler. And this one is my favorite. So Learn the Bible in 24 Hours. It is, I believe, 8 DVDs, and each one has 1 hour long videos on it. So you can go all the way through the Bible and just learn, okay, here's a quick synopsis of Genesis, here's a quick summary of Leviticus, Exodus, all the way through every single one. And I've watched this one a few times, and my niece and I were just talking about it the other day. I highly recommend it. You can find it on eBay, Amazon, even if you just search. Dr. Missler has his own website and his own company, and these are all Chuck Missler DVDs. I just love his teaching. So I'll just go through some of these. And he's so thorough and just breaks down every little tidbit, and it's amazing. And I really liked that, and I wanted that when I was first learning and researching all this, because I didn't just want someone to say, well, this happened just because it happened. It's like, no, well, why did it happen, and what exactly, what's the science behind it? What's the proof? I was really into proof, as I am now. And, it's like, prove to me that such and such happened. And yeah, so, and the Bible tells us to do that, do your own research. Don't just take someone's word for it. Don't take my word for it. With all of these, look up stuff yourself. I'm sure a lot of these, might be streaming somewhere online, something like that. You can buy them used, whatever it is. Okay, so these are my Chuck Missler DVDs. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. He goes over, that's all about Revelation, the book of Revelation. Footprints of the Messiah, where Jesus walked. The Christmas Story, What Really Happened. The Fulcrum of the Entire Universe. This is all about Isaiah 53. So he breaks this down, and Isaiah obviously is in the Old Testament, and he correlates that book to Jesus's life in the New Testament. And it's absolutely amazing. If people are wondering, where's the proof, where's this and that about Jesus coming, if you look at Isaiah 53, it's amazing. Jesus, Who and Why. And then this one's really good too. So it's called a starter pack. So this has DVDs on Genesis, Daniel, Acts, Romans, and Revelation. So those are just 5 very key books in the Bible, with prophecy, creation, the Holy Spirit coming, and the end times. So I highly recommend that one too. So this one is one of my favorite movies of all time. Heaven is for Real. It's a true story about this little boy. Let me know down below if you've seen it. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing. I won't give away the story and everything, but yeah, I'll just give a quick synopsis. He was in the hospital. He clinically died, went to heaven, met Jesus, had a whole experience with him, came back and shared that experience. Colton Burpo, I think is his name. And he's now in his 20s. That was probably 20 years ago. So he might be 25 now. And yeah, you can find him online. He has an amazing story just about sitting on Jesus's lap and just all this stuff. So I highly recommend that. And I used to find that DVD at Walmart. And this isn't sponsored by any of these DVDs. It's not sponsored by Walmart or anything. But I would find this movie at Walmart in like the cheap movie bin for $5. So I would buy up a whole bunch of them and I would donate them to local libraries or give them to friends. I would mail them. Hey, I watched this incredible movie. Do you want me to send you a copy? Or I would, like our church, maybe another church I would send them to. Yeah, so I think I put one of them over in our community center here. And this is my last one. It's still wrapped up. But yeah, I just love it. So here's another movie you might have heard of. I Can Only Imagine. Another true story. And here's one. 90 Minutes in Heaven. Another true story. Oh my goodness, that one is crazy. The Case for Christ. Another true story. This guy was researching, I think he was a journalist, Lee Strobel, and I think the story is from the 70s maybe, and he wanted to prove that, I think it was during like the Jesus revival in America in the 70s, and he wanted to prove that Jesus didn't exist, never was here, all that. So he goes through this whole thing and proves the opposite. And now he's a huge proponent for Jesus and Christianity. Amazing story how that all unfolds. Let's see. This is I don't know if you guys remember that mini series that was on the Bible. So it follows from the very beginning to the end. And there were some things in it that aren't biblical, and there was a huge uproar about that. But for the most part, I mean, if I had to estimate, I'd say 95% of it follows the Bible very closely. But yeah, there are a handful of things that aren't biblical, which I'm sure if you just looked them up and knew those before you went into watching it, you would be aware of that. Always educate yourself. But I was able to pick them out, and also the church we were going to at the time when that came out, they pointed them out too. They actually had a printout that they gave to everyone just so you can be armed with the truth and the knowledge. But I highly recommend that one too. And if you watch all the extras, it's amazing how things that happened to the cast and how it all came together. And okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard about Superbook. This is a whole cartoon series from the CBN network, Christian Broadcast Network in America. Highly recommend that. If you have small kids, you can just leave those playing. If you do a donation every month, they send you new versions, new episodes every month. I'm trying to remember. I think they sent 3 every single month. And I had a huge stack of DVDs from them because I donated every month for several years. But yeah, I highly recommend CBN. This one I got because I wanted to find out more about, dragons are talked about, dinosaurs in the Bible, just to see, like it says, creation or evolution. So that one's really good. This one is, I've seen this guy talk. We saw him speak in Oregon. Gary Bates, Alien Abductions and UFOs Exposed. This is really good if you are, I would say, aware and open to just something that hardly anyone talks about aliens and all that. And I might be doing a separate video on that. But, I mean, what they have proven in that, and I have another DVD called Alien Intrusion. Definitely find a copy of that if you're interested, because aliens are demons in disguise. So, and they have proven that in these movies that they did. The Alien Intrusion was a nationwide released movie in America a few years ago. And it's absolutely amazing. It really just blows the lid off of the whole alien thing, going on, the UFOs and all that stuff. So just be aware of the deception that is all around us. So I also like the God's Not Dead movies. There's 1 or 2 more that I don't have, but these are both really good. And so let's see. Another one of my favorite Bible scholars is Dr. Michael Youssef. If you can see, that might be backwards. So Youssef. I believe he's Egyptian, but I saw him speak in Australia. He has an office, I think it's in Atlanta, Georgia, in America, and then he also has an office in Sydney, Australia. So I have some DVDs of his. He's really good. I really like him. So this one is Unto Us a Child is Born, all about Jesus being born and the prophecies and everything. So this one is The Three-Legged Stool of a Blessed Marriage. So that's him also. That one's really good. And It's Contagious, Pass It On. Yes, and he has a YouTube channel, he has, you know, website, all that stuff if you want to check him out. Let's see, The Way of the Master, that was a series, a television series. I think you might have heard of it. Ray Comfort, I've talked about him before. He has the ministry called Living Waters. He's in Southern California. I think he's from New Zealand. And then Kirk Cameron, if you're an 80s kid, you probably remember him from TV. So, yeah, his stuff, yeah, this whole series is really good. The Way of the Master. They talk to people on the street. They break down other religions. They really dissect a lot of stuff going on in society, in our culture, all around the world. So let's see, here's just some Christian movies. The Book of Daniel, specifically going through all of Daniel, you know, Daniel in the den with the lions, and he was protected. Okay, these ones, I really like these. So there's Matthew, Luke, John, and Acts. I don't have Mark, but so these all go through, it's a movie, but they go through line by line for, like, let's say Matthew, it starts at Matthew 1:1, and it's narrated, and it just says, you know, if it says they walked to Galilee, it'll show them walking, or, you know, Jesus said whatever he said, then it will show the actor who's playing Jesus say those words. And so it's line by line what actually happens in the Bible, what it says is documented. So yeah, I really like these ones. They just because they go line by line, they don't twist anything or add anything or take anything away. It's just exactly what the Bible says. So yeah, those are just some of mine. Like I said, there's more sitting over there, but yeah, my favorite, Dr. Missler, Michael Youssef, the Bible miniseries, all those. So let me know what you guys think. If you have favorites of maybe doing a Bible study or a DVD, maybe a Christian DVD or movie. Like I said, the movie, Heaven is for Real, my absolute favorite. And yeah, so let me know down below. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think and your experience with, you know, movies and documentaries and DVDs that come out. So, okay, I will see everyone in the next video, and I hope you're having a great day. God bless.